What's up, YouTube family? It's your girl Becca Doll coming at you with another video. This one's gonna be uncut, raw, and real. I have on no makeup. I just had a very emotional moment. And I'm about to get to all that. Anyways, this video is coming straight from my car. Excuse the dirty windows. I've been on my grind. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, we just won the World Series. It was crazy last night. I bartended. I got home at 6 a.m. So I am always hustling and doing it tired. If you are not hustling tired, are you even hustling? Like, for real? So typically how my days go is I will get up very early, take the kids to school. Then I had business stuff all day. I was in the tax office from 3 to 8, and then I went on to bartend and got home at 6 a.m. this morning. So I'm so tired. I just had such a moving emotional moment. I had to come on here right now and share this with you. So if you watched my previous videos, you saw how we got hit by a tornado. And I just went back by my house, and my neighbor, who, she's 2 doors down from me, they got hit really, really bad. Worse than we did. They got, their house was totally destroyed. I remember the night of the tornado, I kept checking in our Facebook group and stuff like that, and I remember her being on there and begging for help, that they were trapped inside their house. And since then, they have been living in an RV in their driveway. There's been pods in the driveway, and mind you, this storm hit in March. So when I just went by the house today, tonight or whatever, just to change the air and check on some things and stuff like that, I noticed their house was remodeled, and I hadn't seen it. It was so beautiful, and I immediately started crying walking through my house because it is so hard to be displaced. It is very difficult, and we see these storms a lot, and we're like, oh man, that's, that sucks. So we may see it on the news for a couple days, or you don't, or whatever, but you never really understand how long it takes people to rebuild their lives, to rebuild their homes. And it's hard. It is very hard. It was extremely, extremely traumatizing. I already had PTSD, and it made it 10 times worse. I got to a point where it was really difficult for me to even come out of the house. I started getting agoraphobia, kind of, where my anxiety was so bad I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to go to the grocery store. I didn't want to do anything. It created a lot of debt for me. It was a really, really, really tough time in my life. And it's kind of been like that ever since the pandemic. And I feel like it's been like that for a lot of people since the pandemic. Because when we originally had the shutdown, my anxiety started to get really, really bad. I like to stay busy. I'm a very, very busy person. And so being stuck in the house and stuff like that, it just was not good for my mental health. So I had started getting out, working out. I had just had a baby. I wanted to lose weight, and we would walk every day and stuff like that and try to, get some sunshine, stay busy, stay healthy, keep my mental health in check. And it irritated like a hernia in my stomach, and it made me extremely, extremely sick. I ended up going into the hospital. They wouldn't help me because they weren't doing those kind of surgeries during the pandemic, and so on and so forth. And I get referred to a hospital up in Canton, Georgia. I was friends with somebody there who was pretty high up, and they got me seen, and I went in for this hernia operation. And I had anaphylactic shock during the operation. And I'm going to do a very detailed video on this because I have been through so much. I've been through a tornado. I have been through domestic violence. I have been through drug raids. I have been through going to jail. I have been through people getting shot. I've been at shootings, stabbings. I've survived a lot of stuff, and nothing in my life was scarier than this anaphylactic shock I experienced to an antibiotic during an operation. It was a 20-minute operation. My mom was outside to pick me up, but she wasn't able to pick me up because my body was so swollen it had compressed my lungs. I wasn't getting blood flow. They had to go in through my main arteries, and I woke up. I ended up on a ventilator, and I remained on a ventilator for several days. Then I got the norovirus in the hospital, which is a stomach virus. I was extremely, extremely sick. I had to fight very hard for my life. I had what they call ICU delirium, which we are going to see a lot of people post-COVID having this, because when you are in ICU, it is extremely traumatizing. But because of COVID, you're by yourself and you don't have anybody. And the drugs, they were having trouble like keeping me sedated and keeping my heart rate up. My parents didn't know if I was going to make it. It was very touch and go for a couple days, and I had to fight for my life. I got through that. I survived, and then I ended up getting COVID, and I was so, a little bit later, a couple months later, maybe almost, within the same year, I ended up getting COVID. And I was very scared. I was very scared about dying. I would be scared to go to sleep. I'd be scared I wouldn't wake up. I struggled with insomnia. I'm talking about like days on end of insomnia. I could not sleep. And then as I'm coming out of COVID, mind you, I'm at home with a baby. So I'm trying to take care of a baby while dealing with COVID. I'm already very scared because my health has already been extremely compromised. After being on a ventilator, and I have, faced death and what that feels like and looks like, and it was rough. And then the tornado hits me, like, what? Like, and there is more things that happen in this space of time that I'll cover in other videos, but this is just a little bit of a time lapse of this trauma surrounding this tornado. And here we are in the beginning of November, and we are still dealing with this tornado. And I don't know, it's just horrible. It's so sad. There is so many people that were affected that don't have homes anymore. Are affected in so many different ways, on top of being in a freaking pandemic. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. So I wanted to do this raw, uncut. I want you to see and feel the emotion behind this. When I stopped at my neighbor's house today, they prayed over me, and I cried with them. And I know I will get through this, and I want it to come on here, and I want you to see that when I say I have PTSD and anxiety, I am not saying it because it's cool to talk about mental health. I really struggle with it. It's something I fight through every day, and I'm hoping that if anybody else is watching this that has the same things, I want you to know you are not alone. You are not crazy. Trauma literally reshapes the way your brain works, and there is hope for you. There is a future for you. I am not a doctor, nothing like that. This is just my personal experience. So much love to all who struggle with mental health. You are not alone. We are in this fight together. And to all my tornado victims, you are not alone. We are in this together. And whatever you believe in, try to put your stress upon that. Find good ways to, stay strong and get through it, because you can. There will be a silver lining in all this. There will. I just told one of my best friends on the phone, I said, we're going to talk somewhere down the road, and there's going to be some beautiful silver lining in all this. I didn't go through this for nothing. And just know, when stuff like this happens to you, it is not your fault. You did not cause it. You are not being punished. It's just life, and life can be tough, and it can really beat you up. And I really firmly believe that God does not put, he puts his biggest burdens on his strongest soldiers. And I'm one of those people. And the more you watch this channel, the more you will realize that. if you like these kind of videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.